So welcome back to another video, and yes, we're unboxing again. Unboxing is going to be part of it. I've got a few new bits that I've got coming, which I'll add to this video as well. And I was going to do a little bit of a what's in my box type video as well, because I've been accruing all of this new kit, and I just wanted to show you where we're up to. I did have a little bit of a disappointment in as much as one of my pen mags messed up on me. The mag knob sort of stops when the mags are on full, and then you can undo it to take the mags off. But it was just spinning round and round, so something had broken inside the actual knob. So I contacted Veals, and they were quite happy for me to send it back, and they're going to sort that out one way or another, fix it or give me a new one, because obviously it's only a few weeks old. So that's off at the moment. So at the moment when I'm fishing, I'm using the little flood and my other Mag 4. So let's see what we've got in our new box. And as you can see straight away, I've got a new rod bag. Now this one, the Sonic one that I've got, is shorter, and the handle is down in the middle. It's almost as if they didn't give that much thought. I looked at the Any Fish Anywhere holder. It's been made purposely for balance and for protecting all of your kit, and it's £100. The Veals one that they do themselves, again, has been made to protect your kit and for balance. Looking at the videos of each of them that Veals have done, there doesn't seem to be a lot in them, to be fair. And this one's about 30 quid, 35 quid, whereas 100 quid for the Any Fish Anywhere one. So it's got a good handle which goes most of the way up, which means it's not going to be top heavy. It's got 3 grab handles, it's got 3 straps through the middle, it's got 2 pockets so I can put a bivvy one side, tripod's the other side, and then it says room in the middle for 2 rods. But I've actually seen a video of a guy that managed to fit 4 rods in there. Bit snug, yeah, but maximum I'm probably going to be taking 3, so it'll be fine. So I'm chuffed to bits with that. I'm going to load all my kit into it and see how it is once it's all fully loaded. And I've got a box within a box here. Now in here I can see straight away that I've got my VMO fish measure. So I can measure fish now. Things like dabs and that, so I can get an accurate size of measure of what size they are. So yeah, pleased with that. I wanted one of those. That can live inside my box. Now, at the other end of there, I can see I've got my other bits and pieces. There we go. Now, I'll probably sit down at the table and show you these smaller pieces. That's them. And then the last bit is in here. Where did I put that knife? There it is. Chuck that over there. Do you know what? I didn't quite realise how long they were. But that right there is an Igloo. I wanted a new shelter. My old IMAX one, I've had it for about 5 or 6 years, and I bought it second hand. So it's a bit old. So I've decided to treat myself to a new shelter. And there's a reason why I've gone for the Igloo. and that's because I wanted it in the rod bag and not on the box. If I got the Shakespeare Salt, which was the other option that I was looking into, then that being a smaller one and chunky, it would have to sit on top of the box. And the way I've got the box at the moment, sat on the trolley with my waterproof bag and my battery box, I can't fit anything else on there because it would just make that all weird and cumbersome. So that's why I wanted a long shelter with no curve on the end. It's not that bad weight wise. And I've seen loads of videos, I've seen loads of them on the beach, and I've seen loads of little review videos on the beach of how easy they are to put up and how sturdy they are and how much room's inside them. And it would just be lovely to give that a whirl. I was hoping to get out fishing tonight, but the weather's looking a bit poo. I think it's going to be a bit windy. Give it a good chance to prove itself first time out. But what I don't want to do is go out, have a nightmare with it in the wind, first time using it, and then be put off by it. We'll see, we'll have to play that one by ear. But it looks like I've got a bit of paper in there, which says instructions for Ian Gold's Igloo Mark II. Improved version of the original shelter with adjustable front and back spacer bars. These allow the angler to extend the bars until they are at the correct length to hold the shelter stable. The bars can be locked into the desired position using the wing nuts. When assembling the shelter, the back bar should be fitted first. There you go. Yeah, so that is the Igloo is obviously much bigger than this, and this is quite a size. But yeah, I'm going to have a little play now, put my rods, my tripod and the shelter in the rod holder and see how it all looks. So as you can see, I've got my tripod, my shelter and 2 rods in the main pocket. So tripod on the side pocket, shelter on the other side pocket, 2 rods, and it's snug, but it fits. So I'm quite pleased with that. It is quite top heavy, that shelter, but I don't know if that's because of the way I've got it round. Maybe if I spin it round the other way, it'll be bottom heavy and it will balance a little bit better. But lifting that strap up, that seems balanced. That seems fine, so much better than the Sonic one. I could have gone for the competition version of it, which is a little bit bigger and a little bit more spacious. But I think this will be fine. I think that I could probably squeeze another rod in there if I wanted to fish 3, and my other little tripod will squeeze in there as well. So I'm pretty sure we'll be fine with that. Yeah, I think we're good. See, with the trolley, that's another little dilemma that I've got. With the trolley, I've got an old one which has served its purpose really well, but the tyres are all flat, the inner tubes are all busted. And it's starting to get a little bit cumbersome trying to get that to the spots. And I've got 2 ways of doing it. One is to go for the Tronics Pro one with the big old tyres on it. I've even seen people strapping their rods up to that, so everything's on there, so you just wheel the whole lot down to the beach. It doesn't matter about the terrain that you're going over because of them big old chunky wheels. But you're looking at about 150 quid for one of those. The other option is to do what Will does and have a cart, a garden cart with sides, take the sides off so you've got a flatbed, 4 wheels and a handle, and then put your box and your rods and everything can stack on top of that and sponge you down, and then you just wheel that down to where you're fishing, because I do struggle a little bit with carrying stuff. My back's not what it used to be, and I just feel like sometimes I'm loaded up like buckaroo and it's a bit of a struggle, so I just want to try and make that side of things a bit easier for me. But that's definitely better. I think what we'll do now, we'll go over to the table and just have a look at the little bits and pieces that I've got and have a chat about some other stuff. So welcome back to the table. I have got some rope. I've got 20 metres of 6mm rope with a carabiner, which I'm going to use for my anchor chain, for my anchor rope. Now I've got another 20 metres of this, so I'm going to join the 2 together. and I'm going to have 40 metres. And 40 metres I think will be fine for anything that I'm going to do around the harbour. I'm really pleased with that. I've got the chain now, I've got the links, I've got the anchor. All I need to do now is get them big buckets, you know, the big round buckets with the handles, the rubber ones with the handles either side. I'm going to get 2 of them. I'm going to have one at the front of the boat with all of my anchor and rope and stuff in it, and I'm also going to have one at the back of the boat, which once I've netted, I've ordered a new net as well, net's on its way, rubberised boat net with a collapsible handle, and it's only 1 metre long, so it's not too big and cumbersome. And I'm going to have, once I've netted a fish, I want it into one of them big plastic buckets, so I can then reach in, unhook it and get rid of it. So if it's a bass and it's got spines, if I've got hooks flying around and all that sort of thing, I don't want them being puncturing the boat. So I think one of them plastic buckets in the boat I can just drop stuff into. I think that's the way forward. In here, I didn't realise, last order I got some 6 and some 7 ounce leads. Well, I thought I'm fine for 5s, I'll get some 6s and 7s. And then I realised I didn't have any 5s. So I've ordered 3 5s. I think I've got 1 5, so I've got 4 now. Ooh, what's that? I don't know. So I'm okay for leads now. That, the fish ruler. Now the VMO one was £3.99, I think, £4. And the Ian Gold's one was a tenner, so I thought I'll get the VMO one. Loads cheaper. But I can see why now. Now the Ian Gold's one's hard plastic. Everyone uses them. And they'll last forever. This VMO one is made of foam board. It's flimsy and I'm going to break it. And I'm disappointed in that. I'm going to kill that. So I'm probably going to go around the tackle shop around the corner, because I know they've got the Ian Gold's ones in around there, and spend a tenner and get a proper one, because that's going to be no use whatsoever. I'm going to shut the lid in it and it's going to snap. I'm going to put a fish on it, it's going to flip, it's going to snap. That's bad. Alright, I'm not happy with that. Also, moving on, I've got some more of them earth rigs. Mini traves. I like these. They're like little bars with a swivel and a couple of beads on it. You put lead one end, you tie your main line into the other end, and you can have nice long flowing traces for your flatties and things like that. I like the idea of these. When I'm fishing like in the surf for smaller species, rolling lead, long flowing traces, I think they're great. I bought some swivels. Wow. When you're buying swivels, you can't see them, so you go for the strength. I thought, wow, they're £80 swivels and they're absolutely tiny. I will use them for this sort of thing, for when I'm scratching. They're perfect for that, but they're no good for rig bodies. They're just too small. The knot's going to be bigger than the swivel. So it's another one to go in the box and be used, but it's not what I thought I'd ordered. I have to have a look at what size swivels to get. That's not a problem. That's brilliant for scratching rigs, snoods. But yeah. And I've got some more of these as well. The swivel crimps. I think I've showed you these before, but these are the crimp with the swivel halfway down. You just crimp top and bottom, and you can fish your scratching rigs. But they come with the plastic standoff booms. The ones I've got before were shorter, these are longer. And they'll just stand off from the rig body, and less chance of them tangling. So that's cool. And I've got a box of 100 size 4s. Yeah, now we've got some hooks. Yeah, perfect. Nice and sharp, nice and small. Dabs, sole, mullet, bream, all that good stuff, and 100 of them. So I can make rigs yeah, well pleased. So that's all I've bought from there. I've got something to get from Decathlon later on today, which I'll show you. And I was going to do a little what's in my box type thing as well, just to show you what's inside my box. So stay tuned. So welcome to part 3. Just going to have a little bit of a sort out of my box because it is a little bit of a mess. I've got a couple of pairs of pliers. Now these ones are brilliant. These ones are really stiff. So they're going to be oiled or ditched. I've got a lid to go in my lead bag. See, nothing's where it should be. I've got some line now. So line in the tray. That shouldn't be there. That's a tool to go in the toolbox. I've got my UV light there as well. So in there I'm going to put my amnesia in a little side tray. I've got a few, I've got 30, 25, 20 and 15 in amnesia. I love amnesia. I've got some random £30 line there. And I've got some £40 rig body stuff there. And I've got some £50 rig body stuff there. I very rarely use much heavier than that. I might have to start if I start using the bigger leads like the 6s and the 7s. But all the time I'm using sort of 5s and 6s, I think up to £50 I'm okay with. I've never had a problem with it. So I've also got a spool of £8 line there as well. And that is for when I'm fishing for mullet on the beaches or messing about with smaller species. Not so much your flatheads and that, but sometimes when you're fishing for mullet in the surf, you're going to want something a bit lighter, long and flowing. And that's when the mini trays are going to come into their own, with a 3 or 4 ounce plain lead on the bottom attached to your main line, and a nice flowing £8 with a size 8 hook on it, tiny little bits of bait, little maddies or whatever. So that's another thing for the summer. I've got my light, which clips into my big battery for shining my rods up when I'm doing a live stream. There's my other bell, throw that in there. And I've got a pack of beads. I've got these from the range, literally because I wanted them big 12mm ones. Now there's 10 12mm beads in there, and they are for when I'm fishing my live bait sliders. I can have a 12, I saw this on Veals, the guy was making a live bait rig and he showed you how to do it, and this is why I've copied it. To have like 8 foot above the lead, to have a bead trapped by 2 stop knots, and then when the live bait slider comes down it will stop there and it won't go down to the lead. So it'll be swimming about 8 feet back from the lead, and then when the fish takes that it will then pull down to the little clippy clip. When I'll do it I'll show you. But also in the pack with these, they're all sort of like a pearlescent colour, and also in the pack with some smaller beads, so I'll be able to put them in the box and use them on flatty rigs and things like that, so it won't go to waste. And then I've got my 3 boxes, my 3 Tronix Pro hard cases, which I think are great. Now this one is for my tubing, my hooks, I've got my BMXs, I've got my circles, scratching stuff, rig making bits, that's all in there. My knot pullers, lighter for blobbing stuff. I'll be back. Friend at the door, sorry about the interruption. Yeah, so in there I've got all of my rig making stuff, swivels, hooks. Now that's the swivels. Now what size are they? It says £220. Size 1 swivels, and then ones are size 8 swivels, so that's the difference. So yeah, we've got an array of them. We've got them now, those earth rigs, and some size 2s and some small uptied hooks, and we've got some of those and a box of size 4s, and I'm going to put them little sliders in there as well, so that's all together. That goes in there as well. That is a little tackle box that I've got with QF. Oh, remember them? Dexter QF swivels. Used to use them all the time for changing rigs quickly when fishing matches on the beach. Got some pulley beads, clips, SRT springs, the usual. And then on that side, loads of beads of all different shapes and sizes, some floating ones there as well. And some little bits of silicone you can sort of thread through with a baiting needle. So they go in there as well. Actually, I don't think they're going to go in there now. It's getting a bit, starting to get a bit full up. Let me keep that separate. So that's one of the Tronics Pro cases. This one has got all my tools in it. Spare baiting elastic, hook sharpener, spare bells, forceps, baiting needles, scissors, pliers and nail clippers. So that's tools in there. I'm going to make some kind of a labelling system as well for these, because sometimes I'm opening a couple of them until I find what I'm looking for. So that's those two. And these, Mark Williams put me onto them. They fit lovely in the bottom of the box. There's another bell. And this one I've got my leads in. So as you can see, I've got one 4 ounce, and now I've got four. Got 4 6 ounce, 2 7 ounce, and that blue one, I think that might be the 3 ounce, 125 grams, and that one's 150. So I think this one's the 3 ounce, just in case. And then I've got some pyramids and some bombs, and then in the bottom I've got tent pegs. And I've got them in there in case we're fishing somewhere where there's a grassy bank as opposed to shingle or sand. So I can peg out the shelter and still use it, even though I've got nothing to sort of pile on around the edges. So that's about it for what's in my box. That's what's in my box, and I like to keep my box nice and clear because I've got this waterproof box bag which sits on top. I've got some spare bungees as well. I've got these from Poundland. They're £1.50, work that one out, but they've got really big hooks on them, and you get a packet of 2 for £1.50, so 75 pence a bungee. I've got one in my bucket which I use to strap down my box once it's all on the trolley, but I thought I'd get an extra couple, because if we go down the route of getting a cart as opposed to a trolley, then I'm going to need more of these to sort of strap over and keep everything down. And in here I've got my way sling, I've got my power pack, spare reels, new headlamp that I just bought actually. This is a blue car, rechargeable headlamp, 500 lumens, bright, brighter, red, off. I like that. What I like is when you press this button here, it's got a motion sensor. So when I put my hand in front of it, it comes on. And when I put my hand in front of it again, it goes off. And when I put my hand in front of it again, it comes on and off, and on and off. I'm not sure how handy that's going to be. Now when I'm fishing on the beach, I'm not sure what's going to set that off. Me moving around, the edge of the bivvy, the rod. I don't know. I'm going to try it out, but I'm intrigued, because I haven't seen anybody in any videos or anything having a motion sensor headlamp. Then obviously you can turn it off, and it's off. Yeah, so yeah, it charges. It's apparently it lasts for about 6 hours continuous on a charge, nice and bright. Motion sensor. We'll give that a go. But I like having spare headlamps. I hate having, because I haven't yet forked out for a Phoenix that's going to last for hours and hours and be like 2000 lumens, and it's the bee's knees. I've got cheaper ones, so I've probably got 4 or 5 headlamps with me at any one time. So if I have any problems, I know I've got light and I haven't got to pack up and go home. I've got a snood which I use for carp fishing, but I also got it in that bag just to keep my neck warm if it does get a bit chilly. More headlamps. my Gerber multi-tool is in the bag, and that's my little links that I'm going to use for the anchor chain, so I can keep them out. So that is about the stuff that I take. And my little collapsible bucket. A friend at work gave me this. He said that might be handy for your fishing. And do you know what? That is brilliant. Collapsible bucket that fits in the bottom of my bag. I can go down to the surf and scoop up some water, and I can use that for putting fishing. I can use it for wiping my fingers, washing my fingers after I've baited up and then dry them to keep the towels from being sticky. I've seen people connect a piece of rope to that so they can swing it out. I might do that. But that is a little godsend, because that just folds down to nothing and sits in the bottom of my box. So that's pretty brilliant. Because I've got my chopping board and the old bar off of my IMAX, but I'm not going to be needing that anymore because I've got a new shelter. I'm not going to get rid of my IMAX just yet until I've used the Igloo, but I know the Igloo is going to be a good bit of kit. Too many people use them for it to be rubbish. And then I've got some tea towels and stuff. So that's what's in my box, and that all goes nice and neatly back in, fits perfectly. Obviously I've got the single lid lifter in there and the breakaway backrest, which I've found to be fantastic as well. So yeah, just a bit disappointed with that scale. That's bugging me, that is. I'll probably use it until I get one, but I'm disappointed in that. Or I could just go around the tackle shop now and get the Ian Golds one and they're done with it. I think that's what I'm going to do. So one more thing to show you when it comes. So that'll be part 4 of this video. Stay tuned. So there's been a couple of developments. I've got a call from Decathlon, and the thing that I ordered has arrived. And here it is. A life jacket. For when I start getting out in the SIB, a proper one. It's a manual one, but I feel much better with that one. I've just got to work out how it works, how it fits, and looking at the instructions, I'm not sure if the bottle is already set and it's ready to go, or whether I've actually got to do something. So I'm going to read through this booklet just to make sure. So there's that, which means we're making great progress, ready for when the spring comes and we can get out in the SIB. And also, and this was a bit unexpected, I've got a small 5-foot Ian Golds tripod, which is old and a bit crappy. And I've got a great big 7-foot tripod, which isn't an Ian Golds one, but it's been serving a purpose. And I was out in the shed the other day, just trying to jimmy together one good tripod out of my 2 crappy ones. And then I saw on the old marketplace, we love the marketplace, don't we? One of these. And this is a Shakespeare salt shelter. Not shelter, tripod. And I've been looking at these. I did have a little look at them online, and I did have a little look at YouTube at some videos of people putting them up, doing reviews and stuff, and I thought these look really good. Because it's a nice blue, not that that matters, but it just looks like it's well built. I like the fact that it's adjustable, so it's quite small in relation to a great big 7-foot monstrosity behind me. And so it extends to however big I want it. And also it's got the leg locks, so it won't collapse like that one did first time I used it with the Centuries, and then I had them plummet to the ground when I was on a concrete platform. So that wasn't ideal. So this won't do that. And I really like it. And I looked at them online and they're about 65, 70 quid. And I thought, and then this one popped up and it's literally brand new. In its case, with its cups and bits. All absolutely spot on. And it was 30 quid. So I took a little drive over to Hayling Island and picked it up yesterday. So I'm quite excited about that. It fits in the new sling, rod sling. Wow. Doesn't sit into the cup. It's too big to sit in the cup. But I've managed to sit it on the side of the holdall and put the straps around it. And because of these pockets, the straps sit in between and it's absolutely perfect. So that's really exciting. The weather is absolutely horrible outside. It's not raining at the moment, but it's really blowing. It's probably 40 to 50 mile an hour winds down the seafront. And it looks like it's going to be rubbish for a while, so yeah, not the best. But yeah, so that concludes this little video of a little bit of new kit. I am upgrading, trying to make things easier for me. One of the big things at the moment is carrying all my stuff down to the beach or wherever I'm going fishing. And the green trolley's been brilliant, but it's starting to get hard work. As the kit's expanding, with the rod hold all over my shoulder, a bucket in my hand, and then the box and the battery on top of the trolley, it's all a bit cumbersome. I feel like I'm loaded up like Buckaroo. And when I'm getting to the mark, I'm sort of sitting down absolutely knackered. And the same when I get back to the car. So I've taken a leaf out of Will's book and I've actually bitten the bullet and I've gone and ordered a garden cart. A flat one, 4 wheels and a handle. Decent size. I've measured the dimensions of it and I can get my seat box in at the back. My bag, my battery and my bucket in the front of it. And I can lay the rods on top and then I can bungee it all down. And then all I've got to do is pull it along. I've got no carrying. In theory, when it comes, I'll have to load it all up and see, work out the logistics of it and make sure that it is actually feasible. But it's got sides. If I can keep the sides and that keeps it all in and stops it from toppling, then that'd be great. But if the footprint of it isn't quite big enough and I have to go over the edges, then I can take the sides off and just have it as a flatbed. And then bungee it down. So either way, I'll make it work. So that's coming tomorrow, I believe. But I don't think there's any rush because I don't think it's going to be a while till we can get out fishing. But yeah, I wanted to keep you up to date with what's going on, what I've got, what I'm doing. I quite fancy doing some grayling fishing or something like that. Maybe a day's perch fishing soon. It's just something I've been toying with. If it's a bit much to get down the beach, I might be able to get tucked away on a little river somewhere. And this time of year is great for fishing on little rivers. So watch this space, we'll give that a go. But thanks for watching this video. Make sure you drop us a like. It's really important that we get likes on the videos. It really helps the channel out. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. It's free. And yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.